One of the common denominators of success that I see, and maybe the first step in building a practice that you can be proud of, is that before we start building our list of the people we want to see, before we actually get out and see them, before we start opening the accounts, we start with a clear vision of what we want our business to look like. Now, I know a lot of you have been asked to create vision statements, and I think there's some misunderstanding between a vision statement and a value proposition. And so let me walk you through, to me, the difference between a vision statement and a value proposition. You need to have both. You know, it's not one document that encompasses both, but it's two clearly different documents. But you know, when I think of a value proposition, you know, I think of a public declaration of how you're going to service your clients. It's a public declaration. You know, value proposition is the kind of thing that you could put on your web page. You could put into your marketing pieces. You know, this is the value that you will represent to your clients. I would treat my clients' money as though it's my money. We will build our business based on trust and integrity. You know, clearly those are the kind of things that you could share with the client, as you should. You know, and that is a value proposition. The value that you bring and that you represent to your clients, your value proposition. To me, a vision statement takes some of those same ingredients, but it adds to it what's in it for you. Why is this important to you? You know, that may not be something that you would share with a client. But to me, a vision statement is more about you. It's about my vision in my business. You know, what motivates me, what inspires me. I had a person one time say, if your vision is clear, the daily decisions become real easy. But you got to have that vision. You got to know, what does my vision look like? You know, to me, when I think of a vision statement, I think about the why behind the what. Here's what I want. I want to build a business that's based on trust and integrity. I want to build a business with 100 clients where I have 100% of their assets. That's what I want. But at the end of the day, why? What drives you? What motivates you? What's your why behind the what? You know, you guys know this. If you're new in this industry, you know, it's hard. It's hard making it. And I always ask people, I says, well, have you started off and do you have a clear vision about the why behind the what? As you struggle through some of those challenging days, are you able to look at that why behind the what and say, this is why I'm here. This is what drives me. This is why I come in early. This is why I stay late. That's part of your vision statement, if you will. Let me give you a couple examples of vision statements that I see. And I'll just share with you one that I saw the other day. A young guy sent me his vision statement, and in his email he sent it to me. He said he has twin daughters, and that gave me a little bit of a perspective behind his vision statement. But he said some of the same ingredients that I see in value propositions. But then he said this. He said, and the reason why this is important to me is to be able to provide the education and the lifestyle for my daughters, and to give my wife the option, if she chooses, within 24 months, to stay home with my girls. That's his why behind the what. That's what motivates him. That's what drives him every day, is to be able to provide for that lifestyle for those girls, and to be able to provide his wife the option, if she chooses, to stay home. And so as you start creating and recreating your vision statement, the question I would say is, does that inspire you? You know, does that give you a reason to come into work every day? You know, have you got a why behind the what in your vision statement? If not, you might add a little bit of a why behind the what. I'll give you an example. I have a very good friend of mine. He's out on the West Coast. I met him 25 years ago, so that's a long time. His name is Joe Stump. Joe is one of the leading trainers, maybe the leading trainer in the real estate and mortgage industry. Joe has always been a visionary. He's set clear goals his entire life. But Joe's the kind of guy that is a journaler. If you ever see Joe, you'll see him with a journal. He's writing his goals and his thoughts and vision and things down. If you were to go into Joe's office, you would see 25 years of journals that Joe has written about his thoughts and his goals and quotes and that sort of thing. And a while back, I was out in California. I met Joe. I hadn't seen him in years. And he brought with him a journal of 25 years ago, when he and I first met. And he opened up his journal. And I got to tell you, if you want to talk about something that's surreal, you see what somebody wrote about their future 25 years ago, and now it's the present tense, and their vision about themselves and their life and their business was like. But Joe started reading a page in his vision statement, and just across the top of the page, it said vision. Now keep in mind, he wrote this 25 years ago. But he started reading this to me, and it said things like this. He said, I will have an enormous impact in the real estate and mortgage industry, which he has. I will train tens of thousands of people on my processes, and those processes will enrich and enhance their lives, which it has. I will pay myself a salary of $1 million a year. I will take 1 month each year off and travel the world with my family. I'm committed to these things because of the impact that I can have on this industry and the impact that I can have on my family. And he's reading this to me. Finally, at one point, he put the book down. He looked at me and he said, "Litz," he said, "everything that I wrote in here in this book 25 years ago has come to pass in my life. That's my life today." And he said, "I can tell you when I wrote it, I had no clue how I was going to do it, but that was my vision. That's been a driving force for me for 25 years. And I share that story, guys, because, and I could share with you 100 other stories just like it about people who start with a clear vision about what they want their life and their business to look like. And it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy because they have a clear vision about what they want it to look like. And so if you're in the process of building a new business and you haven't taken the time to write a vision statement, that's the first step, is get a clear vision about the why behind the what. Put it down in paper. I saw a TED Talks, if any of you have ever been to TED Talks, and there was a Warren Buffett on there, and he was at a college campus, and a young college girl asked him, and the Q&A afterwards, it says, "Mr. Buffett, what do you think is the key to success?" How many times do you think he's been asked that question? But I loved his answer. He said, "To me, the key to success is, number one, know exactly what you want in your life. Number two, determine what price you're willing to pay to get there. Number three, put it on paper. And four, get busy doing it." To me, that sounds a lot like a vision statement. So if you haven't done that part in creating your business, the first step in getting a foundation is get a clear vision about what you want your business to look like. So step one, get a clear vision, put it on paper, and get busy doing it. So that's step one. Thanks for joining us.